Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hearthstone. So we need to make Shaman and Warlock victories here. Let's try that. Hop into a game, we'll play, I guess, a Shaman. I'm trying to get to rank 21, so I'm playing ranked. It's probably a mistake. I probably should be playing casual. We'll try one on ranked at least. In fact, since all of the last recording was just teetering back and forth, and in the end we ended up 1 star less than what we started with, I should definitely just save myself time and effort and play on casual.
Your soul shall be mine.
So I am looking at my schedule. Well, I did look at my schedule to be more truthful. And after the Ghostbusters video game, as far as the AAA game, I have nothing labeled on my schedule until until December of 2016. And that is the movie Star Wars Rogue One coming out. So, because of that point, what I will probably want to cover for Lego Star Wars Rogue One is I want to play Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens. Because the movie Rogue One's coming out, I'll play the movie that came out before it. Even though I know Rogue One is going to be, I think, completely separate and not related at all to what the game would be. And that will be a little strange, because I need to actually watch Lego, not Lego, but Star Wars, The Force Awakens. Which probably means I just need to buy it on Blu-ray when it comes out. It's about to be released on Blu-ray right now. And oddly enough, I think, yeah, it's not going to make a ton of sense for me to cover a Lego Star Wars game and not even know the story at all, even though I would argue I probably in general do know the story. If we kill that one, then I just have 2. If I kill this one, we know what he's doing. Let's just do it. I could have given him plus health. Oops. But that is the only thing on my schedule. So I know the Batman Telltale game is getting some information released at South by Southwest pretty soon, which that's an interesting new element in itself, that we are now starting to see South by Southwest, which was a music festival, being somewhat a video game area festival too. A place where video game announcements get made. We are getting crazy with it, really. Instead of what would be preferable is that there would be no E3, there would be nothing. People would just announce games when they felt it was a good time to announce them, and then they could give us accurate dates in which it was going to be released, instead of giving those garbage dates that are going to definitely change, or probably change, because that certainly affects how I schedule things. And let's see, let's do this. Guess that somewhat worked. But instead of getting rid of E3 and all the other conferences seems to be expanding now. So there's game developers conferences. There's something that happens in Germany that may be the game developers conference actually. There's
One day I'll be
South by Southwest. There's PAX North, PAX South, PAX East, PAX West. Any of which is viable. There's E3. There's CES. Still, you could announce something then, and then that still leaves all the video game creators to also announce things at any other point they wish to also.
run away.
If people had been up to this point
Do you
announcing
have the
new
artifact?
games that were of big interest, I wouldn't be kind of in the problematic area that I am in right now. It's only slightly problematic.
I enjoy raiding.
What will happen simply is it says on my list is as soon as we're done with the Ghostbusters AAA game, I'm covering Assassin's Creed. So I'll cover Assassin's Creed 1. We know there's not going to be any Assassin's Creed game for a while. Or I'll cover something. I may go up with Borderlands instead. In a lot of ways, I do have to think about my channel. I am doing retrospectives, but I don't want my channel just to become something where I'm just always playing Borderlands because I love Borderlands, or just always playing Binding of Isaac Rebirth because I enjoy playing that game. It needs to
Fine.
make more sense, I believe. Or I hope. Man, I put that in the wrong order, didn't I? I should have seen what I was gonna do and put this over here. Oh well.
High tide.
Job's done.
So he's got to do 8 damage to this guy. He should be able to do it. This
There is
here,
a lot at stake.
this here, and that there.
Job
End of turn. Yeah, I don't really know how E3 could just mess me up at this rate. I really don't. Even if unless they just announced there's a new game coming out next week, and then there's a new game coming out a week from next week, and then there's a new game coming out a week from there, and then there's 5 more games the week after that. Unless they just announce a ridiculous amount of games that were secretly in development, I just don't see it. There is going to be a new Portal game of sorts. Not really, but to boost interest in the VR stuff. There's going to be a VR game that's in a Portal Pocket universe. That's what they're calling them. Which, who knows what that really is, but I imagine it's not going to feel that much like Portal. And I don't think it's going to be a super long game anyways. It's probably just going to be a collection of mini games.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Let's see. Play this. So 4, 7, 8, 9. This will work. Play this. Play this.
Elements I like. Totems I love.
And play this.
Job's done.
Game over. Beat me here. How are you gonna do it? You've lost.
Who dares summon me?
Unless he can get somebody else to fight.
Did you bring some fish?
Job's done.
Still game over. As far as I can tell. I don't think he can win here. But I do need to go to casual play. I can't waste my time trying to play ranked plays.
Possibilities.
All of a sudden the play slows down. My play can't slow down. I have no cards. I know exactly what I can and can't do.
You dare challenge the
I mean, nice attempt there.
You win this time.
A good example of how legendary doesn't automatically mean victory. Yeah, we're going to casual. We'll stick with Shaman. One of the games I want to play is Downwell as a small independent game. I want to play that and kind of do a spotlight on it. Almost should just have done a spotlight as soon as I got it. It's such a new game.
I will
It
fight
feels
with
like one of
honor
those games
for
where I'm gonna
Doom
play
Hammer.
it for a very short amount of time, a lot less than most people, and then just kind of be done with it. But I want to cover it, and I want to have it, and I might play it more off screen. I did play Hexcells Infinite yesterday. I had scheduled a lot of the videos that I had scheduled was set up.
One day
And I was
I'll
taking
be
a
a
break
real
from
knight.
that, doing that work, and played a Hexcells Infinite puzzle and solved it without not that much trouble. Actually, it was kind of easy, which is good because there's like 60 you need to do there for that achievement to get all 3 of those achievements, and to get all the achievements. It's not 3. There's more than 3.
Did you bring
I
some
think
fish?
there's 5.
We're using real swords.
And so I want to get 100% achievements on games that I think I can actually get 100% achievements on. I won't be getting any achievements for Mirror's Edge because that didn't have any integrated. Even the leaderboard stuff was built into the having an EA account. Please kill this guy. Thank you.
We're using real sorts.
So, yeah. I did terribly on Mirror's Edge as far as the time trial. Didn't get a single one done. And have no interest in it. Already uninstalled the game. I would hope that was either better integrated or non-existent in future versions of Mirror's Edge Catalyst or Mirror's Edge 2. Besides Downwell, I also want to play Downfall, but decent chance that one will get put off until Christmas, not Christmas, Halloween of 2017. That would be my guess as to when that gets covered. And what else do I want to play? So many games I want to play, and my library is still pretty big. Steam is slowly adopting a policy, I would say, of bundles being cheaper if you own the games already, which maybe that will only be in certain regions, maybe that will only be certain bundles. I checked it on one bundle that was on sale, and it wasn't the case. Because where that would really help me and be nice is in the example of, let's just do this, we gotta make Ubisoft. Like, I have the Tomb Raider bundle, so I have everything Tomb Raider. I have the Hitman bundle, so I have everything Hitman, and I have probably another bundle that Ubisoft has some games in too. And because of all of that, it would not ever be financially feasible for me to go get the rest of Ubisoft games, the little stragglers that don't have really long series.
Greetings from beyond the grave.
So, yeah, it just wouldn't ever make sense for me to attempt to get that bundle and get the rest of those games cheaply. Now, if it starts becoming a near universal thing in Steam that is the case, then I will. That just opens up different pathways in the future too. That means some of the game companies that I haven't really thought about before, it would make more sense to buy a few of their games now and then get the bundle later. It probably would still cost me more money to do things that way, but sometimes your budget really is more focused around what you can spend.
Fine, I'll heal.
What you can spend right now versus what you can spend next week or next month, next quarter. Of course, that also only is true if you are playing management games of always using all of your budget. Otherwise it gets cut, which is probably not how I should manage my own personal income. If I get ad revenue or somebody donates to me money and I don't think it's a good deal to
I'll heal.
To actually buy a game, I shouldn't turn around and just buy the game. Anyways.
Fine, I'll want.
Job's done.
I don't think I'm gonna win here.
Put your faith in the light.
But games I'd like to cover. Like, I haven't done any of the Resident Evil games, and I'd like to go back and play Resident Evil 4 and 5 and even maybe 6, maybe even 7, if there is a 7. I don't even know. Here. Gotta play this. Hope this works. We've gotta do this, which means there's 5. So,
There is a lot
this
at stake.
and this here. Let's see. This one to this guy. This one to this guy.
I'll one.
To this
I'll
guy.
one.
Should this one die?
There's little
I
time.
think it should. Kill that one. Get rid of that divine shield. I don't think I'm gonna win here either. Sadly.
Fine, I'll heal.
Like, when the Room 2 comes out as a puzzle game, if it isn't already out, I'd like to get that. I'd like to get the DLC for Lego Batman 3. Because that's so slightly annoying.
I enjoy raiding.
Alright.
Fine, I'll one.
Do not push me.
Yeah, I've lost. Going into turn. Would have playing Bloodlust, would have that helped?
Not on
Not
my
really. See, if I could do something that just emptied the board right now, then probably turn it around. That's silly. If you have to play a card like that, let's play as Warlock for once. We need Warlock and Shaman victories. Warlock is our mechanical mech deck. The other problem with the recliner that I'm now sitting in is that, man, can I get laid back if I try? Right now I got my legs up, I'm leaning backwards, probably sound lazy and unenergetic as all get out. And it has something like really hard under the left like side of the chair. This whole chair is a piece of garbage. It's made out of almost cardboard in a lot of places, in small thin strips of wood, or thin boards of wood, not strips, but none of it's built to last. None of it's built out of metal, really.
Powering up. Portal online.
So it's not the most comfortable chair either way, anyways. But yeah, I do stick up my legs sometimes because it starts to hurt, and then it is a rocking chair, so you start rocking back and forth, or you lean backwards, and then it will stop rocking.
Powering up. Portals online. Engage.
Job's done.
This was the wrong one to play with this guy. Oops. I made a mistake there. Because he could just transform and attack that guy and do 2 damage to everybody. So I want to adjust for that and put a taunt character out. play this, take this guy out, play this, this, and this, end of turn. Next turn we play this and draw another card. Because we've done so much. So, I don't want to really talk about revenue since nothing's really changed, although this week is looking slightly improving. We got up to $1.22 in the last rolling 7 days, which is nice. But in the past rolling year, when I just looked at it, because it took me like 6 months to get $1 of ad revenue. So in the past rolling year, in comparison, I am up 7,776 percentage points. Or I'm up that much percentage. Maybe not percentage points. Maybe that means something different. I don't know. Which, on paper, is a great example of how you can manipulate a statistic to look really, really good when it really isn't good at all. I mean, it's great news when you understand what that means. It means that in the last year it took me like 6 months to get $1, and because it took me 6 months to get $1, now that I'm getting $1 every week or so, or at least $1 every week at this rate, I am making way more. But still, in a realistic perspective, $1 a week is not enough money for me to live off of. I am not in a third world impoverished country. I'm in a first world impoverished country called the United States. So, little joke there. Not really a joke. It's true. All the countries are pretty impoverished these days. So $1 a week is not realistic amount of income. But the rate of growth is still pretty good. Maybe it's slowed down a little bit. Maybe it hasn't. I could kill this guy and play this guy. Or I can draw a card and hope I can play the next card. This guy's gonna do 2 damage.
What's the flight plan?
I'm just gonna end my turn here. Ideally, I would love to see a jump from over $1 a week to over $70 a week. That's when you start getting from you get to like $7 a week would be the one factor. Instead of $1 a week, it's $1 a day type thing. And then $70 a week would be about $10 every day, which is starting to get as a side hobby. That's realistic. At $70 a week, you are getting enough income where you can afford probably every game you would want. Do I just want to kill this guy? Is it so important that we kill this guy, or what? Let's just kill him. We'll kill him and end the turn. But over $70 a week is still not enough to live off of. It's not paying the bills. I need it to, if I could get it over to $700 a week, that's perfect. That's $2,800 a month. That means every bill I have should be easily paid by that. And that would be very nice.
I can fix
So
anything.
that's kind of where I'd like to get. Anything above that, I'm starting to become a rich person, and in my richness I would hope I would improve. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? Like, I can kill this guy. And I can play this. But I'm gonna lose. Yep.
My thanks.
Yeah. So it's still some steps though that we need to take. We'll go back to Shaman. Feels like Shaman would win a little bit easier than the Warlock. It's still some steps to take. Getting to $7 a week is the next step. We don't need to get ahead of myself. And of course there is a huge danger in both drastic increases of income. There's a danger if one day I got $1 million somehow. I don't know. There's a big danger to assume that that's always coming, and I can spend that first million because I'll get a second million. There's a big danger if I slowly increase the income that I could that I assume the exact same thing, and I can spend all the money that's coming in because I'll always get them. Both problems are solved by the somewhat difficult solution of wow, what a starting play. So he has all these mana crystals but no cards to play. But yeah, just saving money, just being careful, just not filling up the Steam library too much. Right now, my Steam library has enough, and I'm not burning through games that fast. So that wouldn't be a big deal. It's once I start buying all new games at $60, and there are all new games at $60 to buy. Like No Man's Sky is coming out, but I'm not really super interested in playing that game. I don't know what that game is, and they haven't told anybody but what that game is. Same is kind of the true for Firewatch. Firewatch was just this big question as to what it was, and now I kind of know what it is, and I will play it eventually, but it doesn't strike me as something that I just absolutely have to play right now. A lot of that just comes down to, is it a puzzle game? Is there a big twist? Am I going to get spoiled on the big twist? And The Witness was really the only game there was a problem. The Talos Principle in a lot of ways was a similar issue, but then the Road to Gehenna DLC for the Talos Principle, I'm not spoiled on that. I haven't watched anybody else play it. So a big portion of whether or not I get spoiled on it is definitely whether or not I am so interested in the game that I am watching other people play it on Twitch or something, or YouTube. The Witness is still getting released right now, and I'm the only person still releasing The Witness. But in a lot of ways, I think I'm the only person that actually played The Witness to close to 100% completion. Or at least what people think 100% completion is right now. They may come back in a few months. I should go back and just double check and see what's the max count now. Are there any secrets? Are there anything else to do? And I don't think there really is. I think they're being disingenuous when they say, well, there's things you can see in the world, but there's no way to know if you've actually seen them. So there's Easter eggs in the world, basically. That's what they're saying. Should I have released The Witness quicker? I don't know. In the end, I wasn't right there early on it, so I am not getting a lot of views on it. I'm not getting any views on it, like I'm not getting any views on any of my things, which is still a problem, but whatever. I mean,
Time waits for no one.
I saw somebody on Vote, which I'm still occasionally checking. Well, checking quite a lot actually, but not really getting super into, because even the creator of Vote said, well, I wanted this to be a small project. I never wanted it to be this huge replacement for Reddit, which doesn't solve the problem for the people who want a replacement for Reddit. They did. Google just hired the creator of 4chan? Question mark. That's what it says. To, I assume, help improve Google Plus and build a community there. I don't know if that means in a few months or weeks we're going to start seeing some system or some scheme that's really going to convince people to be parts of Google Plus. It would be nice if Google Plus really took off and people stopped using Facebook. But inherently, if people stop using Facebook and that just forces everybody to who puts up videos to go to YouTube, because Google Plus and YouTube are owned by the same company, then what is a potential competitor, even though right now they are cheating and stealing people's videos, what is one potential competitor to YouTube might get squashed. But on the other hand, it is Facebook, and everybody hates Facebook.
One day, I'll
And
be a real knight.
I am of the opinion that if everybody hates a company, that company should just get put totally out of business. I mean, if we look back, like, since the 60s and 70s, people have hated AT&T and Verizon and the landline companies. They've hated them completely. And if that global hate was enough to lead to their downfall, it should have. And there was enough hate there to lead to their downfall, and yet it doesn't happen. So when people try to say, well, if a company is bad, people won't spend any, give their money to that company, and it'll eventually go out of business, and the hand of the market will move without any guidance, it's just not true. What happens is businesses can gouge you, and then they can hire lobbyists who then give them monopolies so that they stay in business. And thus we have the AT&T Verizon duopoly, which spreads into the wireless section, where it is a quadopoly in a lot of ways of AT&T wireless, Verizon wireless, T-Mobile, and Sprint.
Did you bring some fish?
And nobody really likes any of those companies, and yet all of those companies are your only options. So, consumer is not being served. So, yeah, if Facebook went out of business tomorrow and people went to Google Plus, I guess I'd be happy with it. I think from what I remember when I did use Google Plus heavily, I was having a lot more intelligent conversations there, a lot less memes, a lot less political BS stuff, a lot less just religious hysterical things, a lot less of scams and
One day, I'll be a real knight.
grandstanding for no reason. Inherently, the problem with Facebook, though, is probably the people I friended on Facebook. Inherently, my friends are probably the problem. But with Facebook's memories option that's been updated lately, it just has ultimately proven to me that I love my post way more than anybody else's post by far. And so I'll go look at the memories and go, oh yeah, I remember when I posted that. Let me share that again. Let me repost. Now I've become a rotten reposter on there. Let's see. This
Fine,
and
I'll
this.
deal.
You face death.
This one and this one
We're using
that one
real sorts.
in the turn. Twitter is still Twitter, although, see, that's kind of the problem, is like, if Facebook went away, Twitter is having terrible troubles trying to stay and stay in business and make money.
What now?
I kind of like Twitter. It seems to work better than Facebook for posting videos, but it may only be working better because there's just more bots that can access Twitter and repost and like retweet and all of that, and like tweets and stuff. So I may just have a bunch of robots on there. I know, like, I recently saw a video that got liked on Twitter and was not watched because I went and looked at the number of views, and the number of views was the one that I had given.
There is a
That
lot
was
of
it. So that doesn't really get straight to the YouTube issue that I'm shooting for. It doesn't help me if people read my tweets and then don't go watch my videos. So inside of YouTube is the important thing. And so I would want more comments and more likes and thumbs up and more views inside of YouTube, way more than any other outside service. And that's slowly growing, but not super growing. So I started that conversation saying, like, I saw something on Vote, and then I don't think I said I saw what I saw. I said what I saw on Vote. Basically, somebody was asking, how can I make better content or more interesting content? And their response was a somewhat predictable, what was not sit there and advertise yourself and do nothing but advertise yourself on Vote, because people will look at your history, and if they see you just always posting videos of yourself, they'll go and downvote because they don't want advertising shows on the site. And I don't know if that's really the feeling for every person on vote or the average person on vote, or if that's simply a couple of two vocal people who just don't want that. But from my own perspective, it's probably the average feeling. I don't want to be on any site where people are just advertising nonstop. It's irritating. And that's kind of why I haven't embraced any efforts to try to advertise nonstop on Vote or Reddit or anything like that. Doesn't seem like it's gonna actually get people to view my videos, is what they said. They said we'll just downvote your comment and never click on the link. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right there's a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.